can be pretty hard, right? Wouldn't you all love to just go live in a video game where everything is simple? I mean, the digital world does seem ideal.
But when you're trapped inside the digital world, it becomes a lot less appealing. Just ask these two, who are faced with the horror of being locked inside of a fake world with little hope to escape.
Kirito, the Black Swordsman.
And Monika, the president of the Literature Club. That sounds a lot less threatening. Regardless, I'm Brandon, the co-host.
I'm Max, the main host. In this episode, me and Brandon will tackle this odd matchup with our research and analysis. Then, we'll show you the animation, followed by the ultimate verdict that we've deemed correct.
Before we begin, we'd like to establish two things. For one, considering both Kirito and Monika would just be average people outside of their worlds, the verdict will be decided assuming they're both on neutral ground, with both of them fully capable of using their powers.
Also, with the way Sword Art Online is, we had to decide on one incarnation of Kirito to use. There was of course SAO, Alfheim Online, and Gun Gale. In the end, we went for his SAO appearance due to its more iconic status.
So with all the details finally out of the way, let's discuss our first combatant, Kirito. In the futuristic year of 2022, a virtual reality game was created called Einkrad. It seems simple enough, but on the day of its release, everyone who was playing the game got trapped inside.
Yes, apparently the creator of this virtual world has quite the god complex, and made it to where if you die in this game, you die for real. Why don't they just leave the game? Well, the logout button was shut off, and if someone in the real life takes off your headset, you'll die. Alright then, so how do you escape this game?
The only way to escape the game is by clearing all 100 floors. So it's kind of like the Pit of 100 Trials from Paper Mario, but the anime. It sort of seemed like everyone was screwed, but luckily, there were some beta testers trapped inside the game who could help, with the most useful of them being Kirito.
Kirito, or Kirigaya Kazuto, knew a lot about Sword Art Online, and was quick to begin leveling up as fast as he could, with hopes of freeing everyone from this game. Due to so much leveling up, Kirito has actually made himself far stronger than he could ever hope to be in the real world.
Yeah, Kirito can kill generic enemies in a single slice, and usually goes up against some pretty large creatures. In fact, some of these creatures were straight up building sized. In spite of that, Kirito is able to hack away at their health, and even cut off their limbs. There was also this time his sword was able to deflect a massive laser.
Speaking of that laser, Kirito would have had to be pretty fast to react to it in time to deflect it. Usually that kind of stuff comes out to be relativistic speeds. Aside from reaction time, Kirito can move at quick speeds. He's been able to move like a blur to the human eye, and was capable of running up a wall for a while before falling.
When he fell, he left a Kirito-shaped hole in the floor, proving he can survive his body getting smashed through solid ground. Kirito's body also endures slashes from giant creatures, and he barely reacts to getting his hand cut off. But maybe this also comes with Kirito's inability to feel pain.
Aside from his ability to tank through pain with no emotion, Kirito has established he's a good sword fighter. He's great at rushing at his foes with a flurry of slashes, and was one of the few in Sword Art Online to learn dual wielding.
A function in the game also lets Kirito track down his enemies by showing him their footprints, but that hardly sounds useful compared to his other abilities, such as regeneration. Due to getting such a high level in Sword Art Online, Kirito's HP regenerates faster than weaker foes can kill him.
By the end of SAO, Kirito had an HP of about 18,500, and his regeneration heals him 60 HP every second. Kirito himself acknowledges how OP this makes him. Maybe that's why the writers seem to forget about it later.
Kirito can perform the Starburst Stream, but instead of sending out a stream of juicy candies, it's a combo of slashes he does with his sword. Kirito also has, ki? I don't know what this is supposed to be, but Kirito can ignite his blades or his hands with some kind of energy, and that seems to enhance his blows.
Kirito also has the ability to hack. In Sword Art Online, Kirito was able to hack into the game itself and save his little daughter from being deleted, because he puts her inside of a locket. If he was in the middle of hacking the game, why didn't he reactivate the logout button? Who cares? Anyways, Kirito has one final ability left.
Kirito can actually resist death. After his HP went down to 0, Kirito just got back up and continued fighting. For a bit, but then he ended up dying. But still, it can be used to surprise his opponents and take them down with him. Still doesn't sound like a very smart plan, but despite that, Kirito himself is actually pretty smart.
Kirito knows a whole lot about Sword Art Online, more so than anyone else it seems. But even aside from his gaming knowledge, Kirito was smart enough to lure out people he's hunting and solve mysteries, shown when he was able to solve the random murder mystery that happened. He also deduced that Heathcliff was the game creator himself, further backing up his detective skills.
But when he isn't being anime Sherlock Holmes, he's pretty impressive. Kirito's two swords are his bread and butter. One is named Elucidator, and the other is named Dark Repulsor. Both swords can be ignited with Kirito's odd energy powers to create even more powerful strikes in battle.
Less impressively, Kirito has these needle-like objects that he pours his energy into, which he can throw with precision to tag small creatures. Finally, Kirito has a teleport crystal, which lets him teleport to any location he knows of. But, if Kirito's infamy among the anime community has taught us anything, it's that Kirito has some flaws.
Kirito is brash and quick to anger, and he generally ends up fighting very emotionally. Not only that, but Kirito's main method of attack is rapidly slashing at his opponents, which can leave him tired after a while.
However, in spite of his flaws, Kirito has proven, to me at least, that he's a very skilled and well-meaning warrior. No wonder every girl in SAO wants to fuck him.
Doki Doki Literature Club seems simple enough. With its cutesy art style and the cheesy romance, everything seems nice. For all intents and purposes, there shouldn't be anything wrong with this dating simulator.
Well, Brandon, for all intents and purposes, you'd be wrong. After Monika began glitching the game, it became something much darker and much more horrifying.
Before the events of the game, she actually had a life. Not a very notable one though, but when she came to realize she was in a dating sim, and she wasn't an option for the player, Monika got a little jealous.
So, now knowing her place in the world as a fictional character, Monika proceeded to fuck up all of Doki Doki Literature Club. To do that, she had to be impressive, so let's dive into all of that.
Okay, Physicality is gonna go by real quick. Monika is no fighter, and is about as strong as an average teenage girl. Maybe she was the one who hung Sayori, but that's far too iffy, and it's more likely Sayori hung herself because of the blood on her hands.
However, her speed and durability are a bit notable. She's been fast enough to move around normally in places where time has stopped, and in places where time just doesn't exist. If you didn't know, we can't do that in real life. You fucking baka!
It's also worth mentioning that Monika was still alive even after she had been deleted, so destroying her physical body won't stop her. But we can elaborate on that when we get to her abilities.
We would go into her abilities right now, but since that's the biggest part of her character, we'll go over her weapons and intelligence first. So, what weapons is she capable of using?
She's got this pen, which she can write her poems with.
That's the best weapon you could come up with?
Max, this is a dating sim. Did you expect Monika to be rocking an AK-47 or something? But what Monika lacks in weapons, she makes up for with her great intelligence. And her cup size.
Monika's very tricky and manipulative. It's implied that while the player was away from Sayori, Monika was pushing Sayori into suicide. But not just that. Monika quickly learned how to manipulate what was going on in the game. And even before her epiphany, Monika was described as being intelligent, not to mention, way out of your league.
Okay, so here's the biggest reason Monika is so powerful. Her insane list of abilities gained when she became self-aware. First of all, there's obviously her fourth wall awareness. Monika is aware that the protagonist is a separate entity from the player, and she knows when you shut off the game. She even knows everything that's happening in the game, even in scenes where she's not in it.
She can manipulate the very script of the game itself to decide what happens. She can appear over people's text, and she can prevent the player from saving, loading, and fast-forwarding the game. Monika also has the ability to completely change one's personality. She can turn someone who's bubbly and happy into someone who wants to, and will, commit suicide. She also made Yuri go insane and stab herself to death.
Monika can change the words that people say as well, making them say things they would never say. This also sometimes allows Monika to just completely control her victim's actions, like how she made Natsuki snap her own neck.
Then we have her ability to remove files from the game to effectively delete her foe from existence.
Erase from existence.
If she wants, she can bring the deleted foes back, and she can even bring herself back if she gets deleted. But if Monika isn't in the delete mood, she can completely reset her world back to the start of the game. Only catch is, Monika will be the only one with her memories intact.
Monika also has the power of resistance. As we said, she survived even after she was deleted from the game, but after that, she was still capable of deleting people. Monika also has mind wiping, which she did to make Natsuki forget about what Yuri said to her.
Finally, Monika can even affect time itself, being able to not only freeze it, but remove it. In Act 3, there was just no more time. Monika had deleted it completely.
With all of these powers, Monika seems nearly unbeatable. But of course, she isn't. Despite her power over the game, it still goes against her will sometimes, implying she can't perfectly manipulate the game.
After all, Monika was only aware of her powers recently, so she isn't very experienced yet. Speaking of experience, Monika has no experience fighting whatsoever, and her physical strength isn't much.
However, at the end of it all, Monika just goes to show you how looks can be deceiving. With all of her power, it'd be hard for anyone to stop this video game gone rogue.
Well, Maximum Combat hasn't glitched out yet, so I guess we can see this battle.
Will Kirito cut Monika to ribbons, or will the Black Swordsman get his final game over?
Let's find out.
What? This doesn't seem right. What just happened?
Huh? I've never seen you here before. It's usually just me and 3 other girls who come to this school.
Hey, what's going on? This isn't Aincrad anymore!
Aincrad? I'm sorry, I don't know what that is.
You're the only one who could have brought me here! Take me back!
This anger really isn't necessary. If you just calm down— I was excited to meet a new character in this game. But you're not very pleasant at all. I'll delete you from this game!
She's using speech bubbles to fight me! She must have some control over the game! I'll have to make quick work of this. Just gotta go faster! Faster! Take this! What? Is that me?
Pain. I don't believe I've truly felt that before. I don't like it. Oh, too bad. If you were just a bit nicer, maybe this wouldn't have happened.
I've reached my limit!
Jumping out from my dreams, I'll fly, no matter what the cost. Today I'll find a way to shake up all the pain.
No! This can't be it!
Oh, poor guy. He was kind of cute. Oh well. Time to reset the game.
I got the feeling this was gonna happen. Sorry, Sword Art Online fans, but this fight wasn't going to play out in Kirito's favor.
I knew Kirito was fodder.
Oh no, don't get me wrong, Kirito is very powerful in his own right. But he just simply couldn't handle the hacks Monika has.
Alright, so even though this fight assumes they'd both be on an even playing field, Kirito's hacking abilities fail in comparison to Monika's. Monika has displayed a far, far greater control over the digital world, and her abilities in general give her a multitude of ways to kill Kirito.
Perhaps Kirito could have won a physical fight with Monika, but even if he destroyed Monika's body, she'd still be able to pull off all of her abilities, shown when she deleted Sayori. And that's assuming Kirito can even manage a physical fight, considering how much faster Monika is.
Monika moved in a world where time didn't exist, and moved around when time was frozen. Speed of this caliber would actually be unquantifiable, giving Monika an astronomical edge over Kirito in speed.
Not helping is that Monika is extremely manipulative, more so than Kirito. Kirito can solve mysteries, but he's never displayed the same cunning as Monika.
Finally, with Monika's hacks and abilities, she can erase Kirito's mind, reverse anything she did wrong, and best of all, she can erase Kirito's abilities. Monika did erase the player's ability to load and save after all. In other words, Kirito's abilities aren't going to help much when Monika just erases them. Plus, she can make Kirito kill himself via the personality change, or change certain aspects of the fight to tip things in her favor. Kirito... he just couldn't win.
The winner is Monika. We hope you enjoyed this episode of Maximum Combat. A special thanks goes to the two voice actors for this episode, Kirito for voicing Kirito, ironic name, and Kristen Does YouTube for voicing Monika. Go check them out! There are links to them in the description below.
We hope you guys enjoyed this episode, despite how odd the concept was. Anyways, let's see what's next on a gruesome change in Maximum Combat.